And welcome to another video. And in today's video I'm going to show you how I made my Batman utility belt.
That's fear. Where are you?
So starting with the build of the belt, or with the idea of the belt, I took a bit of inspiration from the movie, like using stuff that's already out there. So for the base of the belt I just used a military belt because they're very sturdy, you can easily attach things to it, and it already got all of these holes in it which I use to attach the pockets to. I don't just want it to have a good looking decoration belt, but I wanted it to have at least enough space to fit an average sized business card, because when you're at conventions and stuff, and especially with the batsuit which doesn't have pockets, but you still want to have your business cards going out to people, taking pictures of you, stuff like that. I wanted the belt to be functional in terms of being able to fit my business cards. So I started off with a 3D model and then I printed it, and the idea was to print it, and after printing it, making a mold out of the print and then casting the belt. First problem was that after I printed it, I then realized that the print was too small to fit the business card. So I scaled the model up, printed it again. Second mistake, not mistake, but I printed it first, and then I was like, okay, how am I going to make the mold? And the way I printed it, I could have molded it, but it would have been a bit complicated, so I decided to print it a third time in a way which is easier to make a mold out of. Once that was done, then I got to molding. For molding I used the Smooth On Onyx Fast, which is one of my all-time favorite resins. As always, I can highly recommend Smooth On products. I use them for basically everything I do, mold making, casting stuff, all that stuff. If you're in the US, you're probably familiar with Smooth On. If you're in Germany, like I am, you can get these Smooth On products from KAUPO. I'll have the link down with some other links in the video description. Go check that out. And so then, once it was casted, I was like, okay, I wanted it to have like genuine leather, to be sturdy. Like, you know, by now I'm always a bit afraid of like building things and then they're falling apart. Like, I'm not a big fan of using foam and stuff, because in my mind it's just like, it's not robust enough, and if I take all the time in building an armor, I want it to last. This thing will last. So yeah, I used genuine leather, but the problem was, since I mounted the leather on top of the belt, going over the belt like it does on the reference image, the leather was too thick and too sturdy, so the pocket always came back up. So I did two things. The first thing, you just take a bowl of warm or hot water and then you place the leather in. Like, give it a few minutes, like, I don't know, like 5, 10, 15 minutes, just to really let the leather soak in the water. Once that is done, you take the leather out, then you can put it in a cup, which gives the leather the bending shape, or you can use some clamps. I think I used some clamps, like some of these, and you just clamp the leather so it gets this curve. Yeah, you just keep it in that shape, and once the leather dried, it's not gonna be perfectly like in this shape, like if you're using a thermal material like Worbla, or like you can also heat bend plexiglass or other stuff, but it will have a good kind of shape. And for the second part, to ensure that it works, you can't see it here, but on the front side of the pouch, right in this area on the inside, I dremeled it out in the shape of one of these small magnets. You can also, like, let me see, like right here, I'm not sure if you can see it perfectly, but I also added one of the magnets here. So these two magnets, one in the buckle and one in the inside of the pouch, these two magnets, they keep it in there. I also did a solid casting of the belt buckle, and I used these holes. These are in the design to use some of the book screws. I know sometimes it says book screws, sometimes they have like other names. I don't know exactly what they're called, but by now you know that I use them a lot for all my belts, suits, my mask and everything. And yeah, then I just turn it around. I just screwed that to the belt. For the buckle I had to punch in a few additional holes because the holes on the buckle didn't fit the holes on the belt, but that was no problem. I just punched in a few holes. And also to attach the pouches to the belt, I also drilled in some holes, these in here. The upper ones, they hold the leather. As you can see here, they hold the leather. And this one here, and there's also another one down there, they also have these book screws in them. And then I just screwed the pouches to the belt. So all this is solid metal screws, genuine leather and casted pouches. So the belt overall is pretty sturdy, pretty heavy, and I have the original belt buckle on the back side of the belt, so you can't see that because it's underneath my cape, and all you see is the Batman buckle. You can tighten the belt and it won't slide down or something, but just to make sure that it stays in place, I added some of these Velcro pieces on the front pouches, so that when I'm wearing the belt, I have Velcro on my front side of my suit, so I can use the Velcro to attach the belt right in place. And you won't see this because my armor, my chest armor, will cover this area of my suit. And that's how I made my Batman belt. I have here linked the Spartan Batman helmet and my carbon fiber, my genuine carbon fiber Batman chest piece. I have two videos for these two things at the end of the video. As always, if you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, it really helps me out, and see you next time.